Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour or so, we're going to talk about active and passive forms. But my goodness, what we're going to do is we're going to comprehensively look at many different sentence structures and verb tenses. To see how we can conjugate passive forms. We'll look at several active forms of sentences and see if we can figure out how to make them passive. The fact is, of course, we have many verb tenses. There's perfect tenses, the continuous tenses, simple tenses, perfect continuous tenses. Okay, all of these verb tenses can be constructed in the passive form. Grammatically, they can be, but in reality, several of them just are extremely rare or possibly never happen. And we'll talk about that as we continue. But the reality is, all verb tenses can be active or passive. Grammatically, by the grammar book, by the book, so to speak. And anyway, we'll talk about that. Good morning, Gregory. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Oakley. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
How are you, Oakley?
I'm improving. I
From
feel.
what?
I actually on Monday I had a temperature of about 104 degrees, like 39.6. I
Wow.
was not well. Very high fever on Monday.
And you're working, you hero.
Well, I didn't work on Monday, to tell you the truth. I bailed out. I couldn't work. I basically slept about 22 out of 24 hours is what I did. But but I'm feeling better. It's 2 days later now, and I'm feeling better.
I wish you good health.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. Uh, welcome, Vu.
Oh, hi, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. It's also hot in Saigon, Vietnam.
Is it? Yeah, I
Yes,
believe that. It's hot here in the Philippines, too, even though it's early in the morning, right?
yes, it is about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's already hot.
No, today it's not hot. Yes,
Oh,
some day ago it's very hot.
oh,
Uh,
okay. Okay, well, we're 1 hour ahead of you. It's 9 in the morning where I am in the Philippines, and it's hot already. I'm hiding in the air conditioning already.
yeah.
Uh, anyway, welcome to the class. Hello, Rayanne. Rayanne? Howdy.
Hello, hello, teacher.
Am I saying your name correctly?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi, I'm Oakley.
You,
How do I say your name?
actually, yes, perfectly.
Rayanne?
Ryan,
Ryan. Ryan. Okay, I was a little off. I thought
yes.
I might be. Okay, Ryan. Okay, welcome to the class, Ryan. Where are you from? Ryan, are you there?
I'm from Morocco.
Morocco.
Yes, can you hear me?
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, you broke up slightly. I think you'll be okay. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the class. We'll talk to you in a little bit. You guys are all going to participate and struggle
Thank
with
you.
passive forms with me. So I'll talk to you in a little bit.
How do I say your name?
Hi, Miriam.
Yes.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay. Nice to see you again.
Same too.
Okay. Talk to you in a bit. Good morning, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you as well. and we'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay. Let's get started. All right. Okay, the first part maybe that we'll talk about, let's just define active and passive forms. Many of you may know this. Bear with me. We'll get to the exciting stuff, if grammar can be exciting. We'll get to the exciting grammar in a little bit, where we're going to actually try many verb tenses. Okay, as I was saying in my introduction, of course there are many verb tenses. Simple tense, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. Okay, we usually learn verb tenses in the active form. However, the fact is that all verb tenses can be active or passive. So tenses have active, passive, or passive forms. Okay, active is pretty basic. You probably already all know this. In an active sentence, the thing doing the action is the subject of the sentence. All right, the thing that does the action is the subject. The thing receiving the action is the object. Okay, so this is your basic simple sentence. This is called a simple sentence. A simple sentence only needs a subject and a verb. It doesn't even really need an object. However, it often will have one. The boy kicked the dog. Okay, the boy is the thing doing the action. The verb is kicked. The dog receives the kick. All right. The professor teaches the students. Very simple. John washes the dishes. John is the subject. Washes, the verb. The dishes are the object receiving the action. All right. Most sentences in English, spoken and written, are usually in an active form. It's much more common than passive form. Passive form is used much more in writing than in speaking, unless you're speaking perhaps instructions or talking about procedure. Then it would be a little bit more common. Basically, passive is more impersonal. All right, what is passive? Okay, the thing receiving the action is the subject. All right, so the opposite of active. The thing receiving the action becomes the subject. The thing doing the action is, this is important, optionally included. It is optional. All right, in a passive sentence, it's completely optional if you want to include the information who did the action. Often, if you are going to include that information, it's at the end of the sentence, often with a phrase introduced by. Our active, my active example, the boy kicked the dog. In the passive form, the dog was kicked. I don't have to tell you who kicked the dog. If I want to, I can say the dog was kicked by the boy. Okay, that's very common. And a passive phrase does not have to end with that prepositional phrase. However, it often does. It could end with a time phrase. The dog was kicked in the morning. Okay. Could end with a phrase, prepositional phrase which describes place. The dog was kicked in the behind. Okay. Okay. Anyway, you're not really concerned. All you're concerned about is the thing receiving the action and the verb. Again, still a passive form. To make a simple sentence requires a subject and a verb. It's just in the passive form, the subject is the thing receiving the action. Okay. So, why do you use passive form? Well, you can use passive form if you do not know who is doing the action. For some reason, you don't want to mention who is doing the action. Other reasons, perhaps it is completely obvious who is doing the action. It was reported that Rob Lowe married Angelina Jolie. I don't know. I'm not saying who reported it. It's obvious who reported it. Reporters reported it. Hollywood reporters, most likely. So it's kind of silly for me to detail that action. It was reported. All right. I don't want to tell you who's doing the action. If you don't know who's doing the action, if it's perfectly obvious, or if it's totally unimportant, it really serves no purpose to the dialogue or to the information you're discussing. You will very often see passive form to discuss processes. The shoes are manufactured at a plant in Taiwan. Okay, I don't have to know the different Taiwanese people who are manufacturing the shoes. Who cares? That's not the point. It's irrelevant information. Okay. How is it formed? The thing receiving the action becomes the subject. The verb to be, extremely important. The past participle of the verb, that's okay. And this part is optional, by, and then the thing doing the action. It is not absolutely necessary to be a complete sentence. However, again, it is common. So, examples: the students are taught. The students receive the action. The obviously passive verb form, are taught by the professor. All right. The dishes are washed by John. Okay. Now the fun starts. First of all, before we start examining many verb tenses, are there any questions? Does anybody have a question for me before I start challenging you? Ha ha ha. No?
No, I have
Teacher,
one.
can I ask a question?
Go. Yes, please. I am encouraging you to do so. So please, yes. What is your question? Go ahead. Females. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
That we can use a passive voice only when we have object on the sentence. I mean subject, verb, object. For me, they don't have any objects. Just an adverb, or like, for example, he.
I'm sorry, maybe you misheard me. Actually, yes, I said all a sentence needs to be a true sentence, a simple sentence. Actually needs three things. Needs a subject, needs a verb, and it needs to be a complete idea. If I say sometimes I think, that's not a sentence because it's not a complete idea. All right, it has a subject, I, it has a verb, think.
Yes,
but sometimes.
Okay, but if.
Go ahead.
Yes, if I, for example, yesterday I slept well. This sentence, yesterday I slept well. This sentence can be transformed in passive voice?
Oh, okay. Uh, how could that
You don't
be?
have any
Not
object.
action
No,
verb.
this sentence
Not action verb.
is in a passive voice.
Yeah, there's no, you couldn't, how could you, there is no object, so how could you, the action happens to, I was slept by, I was slept. Sleep doesn't actually, you're not actually receiving an action, right? As opposed to the dog, the boy kicked the dog was
So we
kicked.
cannot.
I slept well, I was slept. That doesn't make sense, clearly. Right? That, it's just illogical, so it's not possible.
Many cases, the passive voice is used in the subtitle of newspapers. In that case,
Yeah.
they focus on the person who received the action. For example, Barack Obama was attacked, like that. So,
Right.
The person who gives some action is not important.
Yeah. And who cares who attacks Barack Obama, really? Good example.
But no, I'm not a teacher.
That's
Only in the bubbling.
I know, it's funny, Heidi. It's just, that's all. I thought that was a funny example. Okay, but anyway, using some sort of no, when you have an active sentence with a subject verb and then yeah, an adverb or adjective. Okay, he smelled funny. All right, a linking verb maybe like smelled or was or seemed or appeared. Okay, obviously he smelled funny. How can I make that passive? You know, boggles the mind. Yeah, it can't be done. Really, if you want to transform, and that's important to the, actually that's very important to the exercise that we're going to do, because we're going to look at many verb tense forms, and you guys are going, I'm going to show you an active form. All right. First of all, how to do this. Does everyone, can everyone see the Verbling chat board? Yes or no? Can you see it, Vu? I'm writing test. I can use this, or I can do it a different way.
I see.
Yes, you can see it?
Yes, I see your right test.
All right. Ryan, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hello, Raphael. Morning, Captain.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm late.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Welcome to the class. Can you see the Verbling chat board okay?
Yeah, but there's nothing.
Well, test. Yes, right. I'm getting there. Hold your horses. Okay. There's an American idiom for you. Hold your horses. Just wait a minute. Okay. Miriam, first of all, Miriam, did you have a question? I'm afraid I cut you off earlier.
Yes, but I see the passive voice is quite very used in English in general. You said that passive voice was more used in writing than speaking. Why is it? Is there a peculiar reason for that?
Well, I think Heidi illustrated a very good reason. We often use it when when our concern is either, well, who the action happened to, that in fact Barack Obama was attacked, okay, or we're more interested in the process. For example, informational I don't know, business information that may describe a cotton gin process. The cotton is then twisted by the fabricating machine. Okay, we're interested in the process of how the cotton becomes clothing. We don't really, it's very unimportant who exactly is making the machine work. The actual information we care about is the process itself. So also, Heidi's absolutely right. When who the action happened to, who or what, is important, or when the process or the verb itself is the emphasis. Okay?
Okay.
In normal speaking, we, at least in English, we like to inform, we're gossips. So we like to tell you who did what to who. In English, we have to know the who and the when. That's why there's the who, the when, and the how many are very important in English, in normal English. Not so important in writing.
Okay, so the active tense is more used for gossips. I can see why.
Describing process in generalizations, maybe total general articles about academic topics, possibly, if they're describing a process. The volcanic metamorphic rock is produced by volcanoes with a reticular cone in the, technical, very technical information where, when things do things, which is not something we usually talk about. We talk about people doing things. Okay. And writing. Heidi's absolutely correct. You're going to see passive forms much more often in media and news media. She's absolutely right about that. Okay. You can see the Verbling chat over there, over here, there. In your case,
Yes, I can see it.
You can see it. Heidi, can you see it? Okay. Verbling chat, can you use it?
Yes.
All right, good. I'm going to use that then, since we can all see it. Okay, let's start off very simply. I'm going to give you an active form. All right, here it is. Vu, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
All right, here's an active form. Once a week, Tom cleans the house. Okay. I want you to do two things.
Yes.
One, can you tell me, for $500 American, I'm kidding about that. Can you tell me what verb tense is the sentence to begin with, and for $500 additional, can you put this sentence in a passive form?
Okay, teacher. The first is present tense.
Okay, present simple. Yes, it is. All right.
Passive is the house was cleaned by Tom once a week.
Okay, but you said was cleaned.
Was cleaned.
Okay, but it's simple present tense, right?
Oh, sorry, is cleaned.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry, Vu. I cannot give you the $500. I'm terribly sorry. You know I'm going to make up something wrong with everything you guys say, because I'm not paying you anything. Okay. I'm kidding. Okay, Ryan. Good job, Vu. I'm just joking.
Thank you, teacher.
Ryan, here's your sentence.
Yes, teacher. Yes, I'm here.
Pardon me.
Okay.
Right now,
Right now,
Sarah is writing the letter.
Sarah is writing the letter. Letter. Okay. Right now, the letter is written by Sarah. Should I write it?
Yeah, no. No, you can if you want to. But, okay, wait a minute. Let's back up. It's important to tackle first things first. What tense is this active sentence? Right now, Sarah is writing the letter.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's the
Quite all right.
present continuous.
It
Wow.
certainly is.
I'm sorry. So, yes, right now the letter is being written by Sarah.
Yes, okay, being. All right. The letter is
being
present.
Oh,
Is.
I have
Present.
lost $500.
Yes, you have lost. I'm sorry, you're not getting the money. No money for you. Wow, I'm making money today in this class. This is great.
You keep your money for yourself.
Yeah, right. That's American thinking, Ryan. Oh, if I don't spend money, I must be saving money. If I buy things at a sale, I'm saving money. That's just my stupid American brain. Okay. All right. Let's give someone else a chance. Raphael, are you ready? Okay. Raphael.
Okay. Okay.
Here you go.
I'm here.
Sam repaired the car. Okay. What
Okay.
verb
This is in the past.
All right. Simple past. Yes, it is. Okay. And what is the passive form? If you get it correct, you can give me $500.
The car was repaired by Sam.
Oh, you got it right. You owe me $500. That's terrific. Yay! Excellent. Woo! Thank you, Raphael. Thank you very much. Just,
I paid the repair for Sam.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Miriam? Okay.
The salesman was helping the customer.
Where are you? Oh, you're looking at the worksheet, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're cheating. Okay.
No.
I was totally gonna. You know what? I was totally gonna do this to you. I swear I was gonna go out of order now with the worksheet.
Okay. So.
Just to throw you off. All right. So many tourists have visited that castle.
Back Castle. The Back Castle was visited by many tourists, and on the pretenses and simple past.
Actually, no. We have the auxiliary verb have. Many tourists have visited.
So I have visited. So, well, the Back Castle has been visited by many tourists.
That's right.
And it's present perfect.
It is present perfect. That's right. Present perfect tense, regardless if it's active or passive form, has to have, or has. It has to. Okay. All right. Has been visited. Right. That's correct. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Heidi. Time to challenge you. Here is, it's going to get more difficult as we proceed. Heidi, your sentence, recently John has been doing the work.
The work has been being done by John recently.
Okay, that's very good. I believe you got that right. The work has been being done. Is that what you said?
Yes.
No, that's what I thought. That's what all right, now, obviously this is a mouthful. What verb tense is this? Has been being done.
Present perfect continuous.
Yeah, what a mess. It is, yes. Present perfect continuous, and you made a passive present perfect continuous. And the verb form with all its components has been being done. Okay. That whole thing functions as the verb, even though it's made up of 4 parts. Okay, I can refer to that whole component with 4 parts as the compound verb of the sentence. Compound verb has many definitions. A phrasal verb is a compound verb. A 2-word verb, like strong-armed, he strong-armed him into doing something. That 2 words can be a compound verb. Also, all the components in a verb tense can also be, because there are many parts that make up the verb. Okay, excellent job, Heidi. Very good. Okay, Vu.
Okay, teacher.
Here you go. Here is yours.
I'm ready.
All right. George had repaired many cars before he received his mechanic's license.
Many cars had been repaired by George before he received his mechanic's license.
Okay. Okay, your grammar is perfect, but let's talk about your pronunciation.
Okay.
Had been repaired.
Had been repaired.
Repaired. Rabbit. Repaired. Much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
License. Be careful. Be careful about the ends of words in pronunciation. All right, it's very important. Actually, the pronunciation of the ends of words in English is more important than the beginning of words, because usually the end is where we put grammatical changes. We add suffixes. We change word forms by adding suffixes. We add ed or plural s to change grammatical constructions. So the ends of words are very, very important.
Yes, I understand. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. One more thing, in case you run into, I don't know, ex-President Bush, his name is George.
George.
Yeah.
George.
You can just call him GW, of course, but just in case.
Oh, yes.
We never know, do we? Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Excuse me, pardon me, I'm sorry. Ryan, here is yours. Chef Jones had been preparing the restaurant's fantastic dinners for 2 years before he moved to Paris. Okay, what verb tense is this? Oh,
yes.
I forgot to discuss. I got so involved in pronunciation, I forgot. Vu's sentence was, Vu, do you know what tense that is, or was?
I think it's the past perfect.
Indeed, you are correct. Very good.
Oh, thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Now, Ryan.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, your very long sentence there. Chef Jones had been preparing
Yes.
the restaurant's fantastic dinners
So,
for 2 years
yes.
before.
Starting with objects, the sentence will be the restaurant's fantastic dinners.
I forgot. Whose sentence?
The restaurant's fantastic dinners
Mm-hmm.
had been prepared
Okay. Had been being
by
prepared. Mm-hmm.
by Chef Jones, and I put the last one for 2 years before he moved to Paris.
Okay. Yes, the for 2 years time phrase could go at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence, actually. But you are totally correct with your verb construction. Had been being prepared. What a monstrosity. All right. So this is possible, right? What verb tense is this?
Past perfect continuous.
Yes, indeed. So very good. You have a passive past perfect continuous. That is correct. Now, in reality, this complicated with the perfect continuous forms. It's quite rare to see passive sentences. It's a little, it's a little overly complicated. And usually there's a much easier, less tongue-twisting way to express the information. Again, it is possible, all right? We can do it, but usually there's an easier way. And in English, basically, especially in speaking, you're going to take the easier way, for sure. Okay. Raphael, can you try this one?
Okay.
The salesman was helping the customer when the thief came into the store.
Okay, this is the past continuous.
Indeed.
And this, well, son the thief came into the store. The salesman was helping the customer. I don't know.
Okay. You wanted to put the thief first? You can do that by using the subordinator when in the beginning. When the thief came into the store, you could say that, and then comma. The customer was being helped by the salesman. That is possible. The two phrases in the sentence can be switched. It's definitely the only difference is whether to use a comma or not. If the when clause comes second, you don't need a comma. If the when clause comes first, you need to put a comma to separate the clauses. But yeah, either one is correct. The customer was being helped. Customer was being helped. Okay, would be the passive form, right? Okay. Okay, Miriam. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Let's try this. Okay. You may have noticed that we have been dealing with all present and past forms. Okay. Now it's time. It's time to go back to the future. Okay, Miriam, your sentence, someone will finish the work by 5 p.m.
The work will be finished by 5 p.m. It's curious because there is there is that someone word, so it's curious because the work I could say the work will be finished by 5 p.m. by someone. Sounds weird.
It is possible to say, if you actually cared who is doing the work, you might. It is possible to say, the work will be finished by Jim by 5 p.m. It is possible to have that by person, by time.
Right.
It's possible to have 3. The work will be finished by Jim by using a hammer by 5 p.m.
Right. And also the verb tense used is a simple future. We will.
Yeah, yes, it is. That's right. Will. Simple future using will. That's right. Thank you very much. Okay. 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 Heidi.
Yes.
Here is your sentence. At 8 p.m. tonight, John will be washing the dishes.
The dishes will be the dishes will be being washed by John at 8 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, right. Now, clearly, the continuous tenses are very weird with the passive form. Yeah, it's basically a tongue twister. And, you know, why on earth would anyone use the passive form when the active form is so much clearer and concise? So much easier to say at 8 p.m. tonight, John will be washing the dishes, rather than the dishes will be being washed. Obviously. Okay, again, grammatically possible, grammatically correct. In reality, quite odd to use this form. It's just, why go out of your way to make such a very difficult construction when it's not necessary? Okay.
Teacher, can I ask you, please?
Anytime, yeah, absolutely. Sure, what's up?
Yes, just according to last sentence, at 8 p.m. tonight, John will be washing the dishes. Can we put, I mean, a specific time using at with future continuous? It doesn't matter because it's action. It's an action continuous, a continuous action.
Mm-hmm.
And can be used with at, because when you put at, it's a specific time.
Yes,
It's
it is.
Something.
Yes. Well, okay. In future continuous, actually, you're talking about an action.
By 8 o'clock, for example, wouldn't be.
Well, then you would say John will be finished washing the dishes by 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's possible. but you need a different verb. This sentence implies that the idea is that he will be somewhere in the process of washing dishes. Because it's a continuous action, we don't know. Maybe he will have just started. Maybe he will be close to finishing. But we don't really care. He's somewhere in the process. That's all we care about. At 8 o'clock, at exactly 8 o'clock, we can use a specific time. In fact, we have to. Can I say just tonight, which is quite vague? Tonight, John will be washing the dishes tonight. Well, actually, yes, I can. Okay,
Yes, tonight. You see, tonight. So without specifying any specific time, because it's action could take a long time. I mean, not minute, not second, a part of time.
But you can use
could be 1 hour, could be
right. But you can use a specific time. It's also used for interrupted actions. John will be washing the dishes when the cake arrives tonight. For example.
Okay. Yes.
So the cake arrives at a very specific time. Okay. So same idea. Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay. Vu. It's back to you. Vu. Okay.
Okay.
Vu. Sally is going to make a beautiful dinner tonight.
A beautiful dinner is going to be made by Sally tonight.
Excellent. Okay, and can you tell me what verb tense this is?
It is continuous present with is going to.
No, this is a dirty trick by the teacher, is what this is. This is actually still simple future.
Continuous.
Yeah, it's not continuous, even though you have going to. Simple future can be constructed using just will. I will work later. Or by using the construction, the verb to be and going to. I am going to work later is considered simple future tense.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Okay. It was a trick.
Yeah,
I mean, yes. Yes. It was a dirty trick. Okay. Okay. Ryan, here is yours. They will have completed the project before the deadline.
Okay. So the projects. Okay, the project will have been completed before the deadline.
Okay, will have been completed is exactly right. All right. Now, here's another form. Why would you use this? The project will have been completed before the deadline. Why bother using this grammatically correct passive construction when it's easier to say, well, what would be easier, Ryan? How would it be easier to say this information?
Using another tense?
Yeah, well, it'd be easier just to say they will complete the project on time or before the deadline. Why even use a perfect form when it's completely not necessary, when the meaning is the same as a simple future. In general, we don't, in English, we don't make things more complicated than we have to. Using, this is future perfect, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, they will have completed the project
Because
before
the
the
action
deadline.
will be accomplished before another action, maybe.
Yes, that's true. Um, that's true. Yes,
Sure, we will have two actions.
we have two actions.
We
That's
are
right.
interested in the first one, this one. I mean,
Right.
about the project. This action will be completed before another action, which we are not interested on.
Right. Okay. Very good. Just like past perfect deals with two actions in the past, future perfect deals with two actions in the future. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Which is why we would want to do that. Okay. Okay. Raphael, are you ready for this one?
Okay.
Okay. Let's get weird. All right. Let's get weird, Raphael. Okay. I knew John would finish the work by 5 p.m. Oh my goodness, what is this?
Gosh. It will be in the future, but
Mm-hmm.
because I knew John would finish the work by 5.
Okay, well, first try making it passive, and then we can talk about what is this odd thing.
Okay. The work would be finished by 5 p.m. by John.
Okay, but also part of the essential information is I knew. You're absolutely correct. I knew the work would be finished by 5 p.m. by John. Okay. I knew the work would be finished by 5 p.m.
I
All
knew
right.
the work is okay.
Yeah,
It's necessary to
it's pretty important to use the I knew part because that's pretty essential information. Okay. Do you know what this thing is? This ugly thing, which is using the modal I knew he would. I knew, past tense, he would, which makes it future. Future, past, future, past. Raphael, do you know
future
what
in the past.
the future and the past? Yeah, exactly. This is called a future in the past construction, which uses the modal would. Okay, these are rare, but actually, this is a fairly reasonable place to see a passive tense. Okay. Miriam. Hang on. Here you go.
Let's see. The pay, oh no, the bills. Crazy. I think I don't know. The bills were used to be paid by Jerry.
Okay, the used to be paid. So your verb to be is there. You added it. Be careful about this. This is very common actually to add an extra verb to be. You only need one for passive tense. So the bills, the object here in this active sentence, the bills used to be paid. By
Okay.
Jerry. Okay. This, of course, is really simple past, but this is a special construction with used to. What does it mean when I say I used to? I used to swim every day.
Something that you did regularly.
Right. Do I still do it?
No.
No.
Exactly. That's right. So that's very important. So this has a special purpose using this phrase used to. It means that this regular behavior in the past doesn't happen anymore. All right, as opposed to using regular past tense. I swam every day, regular past tense. Does it happen now? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Excuse me. All right, let's look at another kind of unusual construction. Heidi, okay, everyone gets their last turn. All right. My mother would always make the pies.
The pies would always made would be the pie would always be made by mother. By my
Yeah.
mother.
Right. Okay. Very good. Again, this is a kind of a special case. We use would always phrases, very similar to used to. Okay, the pies would always be made by my mother. It's similar to used to, but not quite the same. Often we use would always to indicate, obviously not in this case, but sometimes we use it to indicate annoyance with someone. He would always pick his nose in class, for example. And she is slightly differently. But yeah, you got the passive form correct. Okay, we're out of time, so we can't get to all the complicated future perfect continuous forms, which is about the only thing we really missed. Future perfect continuous forms are going to be very, very, very complicated and are basically never used. For example, a future perfect continuous with the be going to form. All right. Well, I'll quickly share one. All right. If I'm going to convert this, for example, the famous artist is going to have been painting the mural for over 6 months by the time it is finished. All right. In reality, the verb here, the mural, which is the object, is going to need a million helper verbs or auxiliary verbs. The mural is going to have been being painted. No one is actually going to speak this in conversation. It's just, yeah, no one is going to say this. It's way too complicated. Even this gets to the point of being so complicated it would never be written even. Grammatically, 100% accurate and perfect, but in reality, far too complicated when it's much easier to write the sentence in a different way. Okay, thank you, everyone. I see I'm over time. I have to go. Got another class coming up. So, bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, teacher.
Okay,
Have
bye,
a nice
teacher.
day.
Thank you.